Hi out there in the YouTube world, it is me, the Puzzle Master. I'm sorry that it's been a little while since I've made a video. Hasn't really been that long, but yeah, this video is going to be about like coming out of the closet and when it comes to like gay stuff, like how do you handle this and how do you approach your parents? And I'm gonna try to help you through this because I know from personal experience that the world paradigm that is, imagine this television screen in front of you and it's just spewing out all of this information. Some of it's good, some of it's relevant. Some of it is complete crap and disinformation and just fear-mongering bullshit, basically. And you don't need to worry about other people's external stories to yourself. Right at this very moment, there is probably someone starving to death in Africa. There is someone having an abortion in China just because it's a girl, and they're not as valuable. There's all these different stories, and whatever one you want to plug into, you can do so, and it's your free will. And if you want to plug into guilt and my parents are really Catholic and Christian and they think that I'm a devil spawn and I should just feel guilty my whole life, maybe you should take that chip that has to do with all of their religious indoctrinations and their brainwashing and start a new cultural wave or a new branch in the segment of time that leads to now. You're here for a reason. Know that. And it's very, very important. And nothing you have done is evil. It is all for self-expression and learning to develop your inner self. And it is only through developing your inner self that you can help to bridge the barrier that is between you and other people. And it's only through love and compassion that we can truly, and understanding, that we can truly do this. And we have to understand, also through astrology, that, we all perceive the world differently. So, meaning there's 5 people at a party, and the party, from an omnipresent perspective, went this way. But from each of their individual perspectives, it went a different way. And it's not a wrong way, but it's through their looking glass. It's through their lens. And it's not wrong. In fact, it's justified by many, many, many lifetimes of experience. So none of it is wrong. But they're different perceptions of the same reality. And I feel that religion has really been used on people to suppress our sexual nature. There are ancient statues in India and all around the world, actually, of statues that have phallic implications, where sex isn't seen as being this abhorrent thing that we have to stay away from because God forbid. Well, if God forbid, why did he put it between our legs? You know what I mean? Why is it built into our anatomy? Reproduction is sacred. If we didn't have reproduction, there would be no future. And religion has really, I think, fallen short on giving people a true understanding of, and feeling of how special that all of anything that is sexual is sacred. Now, these can be misconstrued in many different storyline ways of the world. And in Western paradigm versus tribal. But there's so many different views. And what I'm saying, and it's really up to you and your inner consciousness what is to decide what is true. And if you want to feel that you should hide yourself and your true nature, which is gay or bi or whatever, if you're watching this video, then know that that's fine. There are so many animals out there. There are swans, geese, sheep, so many animals that display this. So when people say that it is not natural, it's not natural to their paradigm because their paradigm is just cut off from the world which is natural. So if you want to follow their story, you can do that, and you're totally entitled, and you won't be the only one at all. They got lots of followers, but so do lots of other groups, and you can basically choose depending upon your consciousness. And when I came out to my mom, she was very afraid. Like, she cried. And it wasn't because she was like, oh, I'm never going to have a son, or I'm never going to have a nephew. It was because she thought someone was going to hurt me. That's what she said. Someone's going to hurt you. There's so many judgmental people out there. And their views and their opinions. I don't want you to get like stabbed in an alleyway, she said to me. Like, she didn't want me to get hurt. And for the longest time, she wouldn't let me go out by myself because she loved me. And she was aware of this negative stigma that exists in our culture. But we also have to understand that in order to break through that negative stigma, we don't hide away and we don't back down, because we are who we are and things do not change. And it is only through people's ignorance that they bring harm to others. And they will still be responsible for their actions. So even if someone after watching this video was to be all like, oh, he's a stupid faggot, I'm going to stab him and cut his head off, and, you know, bring on that, because you know what? You'll have lifetimes upon lifetimes where you have to karmically face that, because that's your will, and you're responsible for it. And if you feel justified in the moment for whatever you do, try to realize that some of those deeper justifications aren't really spiritual or religious at all. Some of them are just indoctrinations, where you're just defending beliefs that were instilled to you as a child, much like religion and many other things, where people are like, oh, it can't be because it says in Leviticus. Who wrote that? Do you have any idea? Do you not like, even if you are really spiritual and like, or like Christian or whatever, can't you commune with the gods? Can't you ask them, like, does that seem right? Does it seem fair? You were gifted your own consciousness from the Creator, so what, you're thinking that you're just possessed by demons and monsters? Well, maybe some of those demons and monsters are coming from the world, because even Jesus himself said that you want to be in the world, but you don't want to be of it. You don't want to be a byproduct of them. You want to come into the world like a seed and express yourself as you grow to your own unique individuality. Which, if you conform to society, well, then you're just going to be a number, and you won't be important. But through self-expression, it brings empowerment. And not only just empowerment of being like, don't be like, oh, I'm gay, but truly feel like in your core that it's bad. Realize in nature that it is sacred, and it is great, and it is good. And it's only through multiple storylines, whatever storyline you want to view. There's hundreds of thousands of them. Pick one, but pick one that makes you happy. If you pick one that's just like disempowering and it puts your power in someone else's hands, then know that it's probably not one of the good stories. And you can follow it. You're allowed to. But by following it, you actually kind of like empower it more, because you're telling the story. So let's tell a good story. And I think all of sex is sacred and special. And it's just through suppression of it that people have been led to think that we're all like animals, and like there's this negative side to ourselves. It's a yin-yang. We want to call one side of it negative, we want to call one side of it positive. But you know what? That's just life. They come together. There's really no separation. But I hope that this video was somewhat informative and that it gave you some insight. And subscribe and like and share. And I'll see you in my next video.